Thank you for being here. And on piano, Sam Cady. Pat Clovis on bass. And John Fisher on drums. I'm Mario Guarneri. We're all in the IMA, yeah. And that's why we're here, to do a little promoting of that and a chance to play together and hang a little bit. So this band's been playing for a long time. Well, how long that tune? Yeah. So we'll have to have a little quick discussion on what's next, but we'll be playing some music now. Eric, do you need anything else from us up here?
No, I think you sound great out here.
Okay.
You're into the stream. The world is watching and listening.
That's what I was afraid of. Okay, thank you. That's all right. About 4.
Sure. That's right after 3. Right?
Yeah. We'll play it. Yes. Oh, yeah. We'll get the last 4 bars. Thank you. That was four. Miles Davis tune. Tune before that was Blue Monk, which is a Thelonious Monk tune. And Eric, is it time for any public service announcements or anything?
You should make one.
Okay. So Eric and I came up with this idea of the Independent Musicians Alliance, I don't know, a couple of years ago, I guess, and it probably took us a while to get it together. And the idea is a kind of a grassroots advocacy organization that talks about how things are and how things should be, and gathering people together to find common cause to deal with that. And we have about 180 members now, and that's a pretty cool thing. Yeah, and it's very inspirational to those of us that have been working in the field for a while and are well aware of all of the challenges. And I always have kind of promoted the idea of keep complaining but organize, and so that's kind of what we're doing. We get some complaints, and anytime you go on a gig, you can get plenty of them. So except for this one, right? Because we're all cured in some way. But anyhow, so we're doing that, and we're collaborating with a lot of folks in town, other organizations like this. Once you start something like this, you find out that there really are other people doing what you're doing. And I've participated in a lot of forums with people from across the country, actually, who are trying to engage people about the idea of doing better for freelancers, freelance musicians, and finding guarantees and working conditions and things like that. So it's all good, and this is a chance for us to gather a little bit together, talk to you about it. You don't have to be a musician to be a member of IMA. You can be an ally, and you can support what we're doing just by being a sponsor of that. But there are plenty of people, I think there's some people in this room who are not members, but maybe they will be before we leave tonight, and we'll take care of that a little later. So in the meantime, oh yeah, there's a lot of RGM people here. Wow, that's cool. I'm just picking up on that. Thank you, folks. So the RGM people, in case you don't know, this is like a jazz program at the conservatory in San Francisco. And I've been involved with it since the beginning. And it's inspirational. There's great young, talented people, of which you will hear some tonight soon here. And I think I'm able to talk to them about exactly what we're talking about here with IMA. And it's great to, I think, be able to speak to the generation that's coming up so that they can actually participate in some of the things we're talking about. And, don't get old and cynical and bitter too soon. So that's my mission for tonight. Okay, we better play some more music before I get in trouble here. Maybe Alone Together, kind of laugh. D minor? D minor? Yeah. So I'll do a little band intro. Okay, thank you. Alone Together. We're going to do one more tune, and then I think we'll kind of take a little break so we can collect our individual, see who's here and who wants to play, and then we'll get that going. So hold on a second.
We got Wine and Roses. What? Wine and Roses. Wine and Roses. Yeah, sure. Swing.
Yeah, no.
Can't do
it.
the same. Only have one left.
Yeah. Do you want to play something out front? Sure. Somebody else? I've been starting.
Okay. Yeah. Pedal C. One, two.
Thank you, everybody. Sam Cady, Pat Klobus, and John Fisher. Eric Whittington.
So that may be a juncture at which to take a little break, especially since there's food out here and it's hot now, and it won't be in another 12 minutes, whatever the typical time for one of these beautiful tunes is. But let's hear it once again for the band. We just decided 10 days ago to do this, and Mario sort of put out the word, and it's like been scrambling, and look at here. We got a beautiful quartet to start. We got a lot of musicians in the room. So we got some food. Why don't you take a break, y'all? We'll turn the lights up a little bit. And there's stuff to drink, stuff to eat. We'll make a pitch for donations for the organization. Some of you heard the early one. Mario, why don't you give them a real quick thing before they all disperse, because some people just walked into the room. Just what the Independent Musicians Alliance is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then we'll let them.
We're trying to gather together and in solidarity and make some noise with various organizations and create some standards that are more in line with the professionals that we are. And so that's the deal. We're basically trying to change something that's been going on for a long time. But it's changeable, just as everything else is, and it seems like there's a lot of activity in the country around organizing these days. So we're going to jump on that bandwagon and try to do something positive. And it's really great to see a lot of you out there that I know are just getting started, and some that aren't just getting started. So we'll take some names and put some things together, some bands together somehow, and play some music and have a good time.
Yeah, let me just say a tiny bit of historical context. So I started presenting music here years and years ago, and a woman, Colleen, kept coming up and saying, you got to get down to, what was it called, Cafe on the corner there of Divine on the corner of Washington Square Park. This guy Mario's got a great band in there, 4 and 5 pieces, wonderful, wonderful musicians. And, it turned out Mario was making sure they were all paid what he considered then a kind of a decent money to come out with. Were you starting at $150 at that point? Yeah, so $150. Here it is, 10, 15 years later, we're still just asking for that much as a kind of a standard for musicians to make. Eventually, he formed Jazz in the Neighborhood, and he started raising money to subsidize groups in venues, anybody that would have them, art galleries, cafes, whatnot. And Jazz in the Neighborhood would pay 40% of the $150 if the venue would come up with 90 in some cases. In some cases, I think they were just running the door and making sure the musicians got all paid, going out of pocket to the extent necessary. They had different formulas through the years. For a while, they backed us considerably so that we would put up 60%, they'd put up 40%, we'd meet the 150 that way. And he's gone through tons of formulas with Jazz in the Neighborhood. It's now a nonprofit 501c3. And so he's doing concerts at the West Oakland sessions over at the Dresser Ensemble's place there, and all around, So we're still trying to get the musicians to stand up for that kind of money when they go out to play. And there are places that can afford that and are not paying it. And there are plenty of places where musicians are accepting that maybe they'll get a little guarantee. At the Cafe Revolution, the much loved Cafe Revolution, they were paying $35 to a band of 5 and 7 people. $7 a piece, $5 a piece. And they said, well, you can pass the tip jar. And that's great, but a nice little hip crowd in a nice little hip place probably put in a couple bucks a piece, and maybe they got another $5 or $10 a piece. Sometimes they do real well. If you go to the Club Deluxe in the good days on a Friday or Saturday, a musician could make quite a bit of money from tips, and they got a share of the door and share of the bar, and there were various formulas, but it was all like, well, you come to work, but you can't necessarily expect to get paid. Right? Sometimes you get paid. Sometimes you get paid well. Sometimes you at least get paid something, but you weren't really expected to get paid when you went out to play, and we want to change that. So Jazz in the Neighborhood started working on that. Mario came up with the Independent Musicians Alliance, and he claims I'm a co-founder. That's very nice. And I just nodded a lot, I wrote a lot of screeds, I'm good at screeds. Yeah, there you go. So anyway, but now it's a couple years in. I don't know, a year and a half in. How long has it been going? And now Mario's been a union member since he was 13. I mean, now he's what, you're in your 40s now? So it's been 20, 23 years, something like that,
That's why he's the
Flattery will get you everywhere, ladies and gentlemen. You're all beautiful tonight, did I tell you? God, amazing. So we formed the Independent Musicians Alliance, and it's a solidarity organization. It's a way to get collective voice, to affect some change. But the union, it does the same thing, has a different model, different thing, and there are mechanisms in the union that are very useful, but they've been not really able to do anything for jazz musicians, certainly, little gigging musicians, mostly where they're negotiating with a huge, well-funded orchestra or something, then they can get some things.
Two of us on the board.
Right. So these guys, John Fisher back there and Mario Guarneri up here, been union members a long time. John's been pushing from within the union very, very hard for years. Mario has been really kind of talking to Cale, the president of the union, and they indicate they really would like to think about maybe doing this. Now, first place, union membership has dropped and dropped and dropped and dropped all over the country for decades now. And they do see that, if they want to build up union membership, it probably would behoove them to actually try to attract all those musicians that aren't represented. And they are very much cooperating with us and helping us. We do IMA meetings out of the union hall these days. It's a combination in-person and Zoom thing, so the musicians don't have to drag themselves down to 9th Street necessarily, but can, and that's nice too. So anyway, so all that's building up now. Local 6 is a part of the equation, so that's a good thing. And then there's Whippoorwill Arts Foundation. There's the MWA or something, MWM in New York. There's a lot of alliances that they're working towards this. So we need the public to actually pay attention and support it, and honk when you drive by that club that's getting picketed. Anyway, so I wanted to give that background. Now I'll get the pizza out. And y'all are welcome to have anything you like.
Thanks, Eric.
There's drink, there's food.
All right.
Mario, this is that thing I was telling you about. You can file that away. It's kind of interesting.
Oh, yeah. I'd seen this place before. One of the musicians I follow. When I came in, and then I see his CDs over there. That's true. I was thinking that too. But like, I feel like he just stays more.
Hey Mario, how's it going? This is a great thing you got going. I don't know, it's just basic. How are you? Good. And I always Jerry Smith. I did, yeah. We all did. Yeah, Josh and Dan. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to. I like this. This is it's a prototype. And so you like it.
So there's a pepperoni pizza
Yeah,
back there.
I like
Vegetables. There's a vegetarian pizza here.
Do you need it?
Well, there's two.
Yeah, I don't know. I could.
No, someone was telling me the music books are behind.
There's a lot of there's like saxophone techniques.
Sax. Yeah,
You like the
or a basic. I want.
Well, they bring a ton of. They already know key basic.
Yes.
We should go.
What's funny is a friend of mine opened a restaurant and so
It's a big. It's not.
stay there for like 20
Looks so
Is that exactly like what? Okay, I just. So just be careful.
Grab some up, step aside, let me do that.
anyway, she has a younger demographic.
But then maybe go around in the next. I just, as I was playing, when they're talking.
I know. How hard is it not to make like?
Because it's a big selling. Along with the. Good luck. $5,000 that goes coincides with the soil. You play clarinet? So you see all these high school bands with the brand new uniforms. And they go, so you see all these kids after a couple of days. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, sure. Well, it's continuing.
But you ever been back?
Don't let it die. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Most of the sales do.
Swing there.
That is so nice. You're the old man. That's good.
Yeah, there's a lot.
That's true.
That felt really good. Oh, yeah. Drummers collective. Drummers.
Do you know about him?
Oh, him?
I just know that he's the saxophone repair guy.
Oh, yeah.
So you remember Kenny? Yeah, he met with Aiden and Scott. Oh,
For
yes.
real? No wonder, because I knew he played here.
Oh, really?
Because I saw his video when he played here. And I was like, I walked in here and I was like, whoa, is this that place that Tim Lin played in?
You took lessons from John.
Yes! I was like, is that that place?
They have some really cool bands, but a lot of
He
jazz.
would always start telling me
My friend is obsessed with things. He loves like
stories
saxophone.
about all his.
So I just sent him this picture. I was like, guess whose record I just saw?
He's gonna freak
And I
out.
still have notes.
Yes.
So he's just like this.
Then he starts telling those stories. I
He
said,
likes like calls out like sax here, sax
You were gonna take a lesson.
tell me about all his girlfriends.
He really likes like yeah.
Oh, you know John.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I cannot be here.
Me too. I did bimbos with him. It was like
Hold on, what kind of neck truck is that?
30-piece band.
Well, that's like wait, no, that's like the nice one though, because it's got the leather.
I don't know.
The Boston sax shop looks pretty.
Yeah.
I got this one. It's like Joe's soft.
The singer.
It's
about the same, it looks like.
Yeah.
I use the stock one.
The singer
I actually have another one that's not the stock one. I like it better.
Well, I have the stock one, but it's literally gonna tear in half like any moment. Like it's really, it's looking rough. And I loved it too. I'm actually
Don't
pretty
go
sad
with
about
the
it.
singer because we were used to going with the singer because it's just with a trio. With a trio, you can go with a singer, drop a
Don't
beat,
worry,
and say,
Tim Lin
"Drum."
bebop.
Singer's all right, but the drummer keeps dropping the beat.
Oh yeah.
You're right.
Nicole, have you seen those cases
Always
that he
those numbers.
sells? That
Yeah,
tell
right.
leather
So
cases?
Really? Oh, no.
They're super cool, and then I saw Nicole wear one, and I was like, I really like your case. Like, I saw Tim Lin one. She's like, oh, that's who I got it from.
Where's
Not
Nico?
Robert
Guys,
Bob.
yeah,
Where's
Good back there, man.
He loves low key could get it.
He could.
Like,
Then
All the way
he
over
would have
just
to
to
make a
hear
whole bunch of CDs.
hey, bro, they would sell.
They would.
There's a certain audience.
Introducing
Yeah, there's a certain audience.
Nico Glover. There was someone had a really good. I need to ask Josh. He had a cool idea for Nate Gilbreath's introduce. It was like instead of introducing Nate, it was like late to the party.
Oh, I remember that one.
I forget what it was, but there was like a cool.
We
I
used
need
to
to
sit
ask.
on the car and evaluate it.
Uh,
Work on the mix.
what about this? Oh, yeah, okay.
That sounds
Everybody's
lame.
car to sit on.
Yep. Well, and now that
You know, I've actually never been to a real jam session.
now CD players are known.
Every time I've been to like to play
What
with
about the
other.
I realized it didn't have a CD player for like a week.
No, every time I've gone to play with someone at a gig, I've just got to my teacher's gigs and I've sat in. It's not the same as a jam session. They just
I
like
highly recommend.
to meet new people.
Yeah, I don't really talk to them about it, but I play all the time.
Have you talked with Howard?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
What do you guys talk about?
I mean, it's mostly just playing. We just play quite a bit. I have my girl. He usually goes to.
Somehow they let me sing.
Yeah, we're really close friends.
Nobody leaves.
Then what did you talk to him for a while?
I came to meet it.
Were you there? He gave at Tickle.
I talked to him.
When was it? When was that?
It was like the other day.
Thursday, or no, Wednesday, Thursday.
Actually,
It was the Wednesday. It's the last Wednesday of every month.
right. No, you're right. You're right.
No, I think it was Thursday.
Bro, why is he like this?
Yeet.
I had to say it first.
I was freaking. I would have responded quickly.
Oh, okay.
That's fucked up. But no, Tipple's last Wednesday of every month.
Yeah.
It's good. That one's a chill vibe.
And he said, I sounded like Eric.
That's a dude.
That's great.
In a good way, or he's like.
In a good
You kind of sound like.
No, it was a good one.
No, he's cool. He's a good.
And I was like, damn. And then like Lucas and all them were there, and they were like, yeah.
Lucas was or?
Lucas.
They all cheered you on.
Yeah, basically.
Who is
And I
that?
was just,
Everyone that jumped up in the air. No, that's. Oh yeah. It's a white mouthpiece.
it looks like
Did they have silences back then? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. It was a joke. It was a joke, Aiden.
Was Charlie Parker responsible? Did Charlie Parker have a code for his bird?
Use code first and check out.
What did
What's so funny, man?
you can continue? Just kidding. There wasn't anything funny there. I think there was a couple. They have like all the biographies, like all the jazz. Humor books.
no, which one I got? I got the Charles Mingus.
Oh, nice.
It's like the blue cover. I forgot what it's called.
I think I got the history books. All the ones that Coleman recommends in the classes that you go to. All of those ones that he says.
I went to all of them.
Yeah, the ones that he says in those classes. Those ones, all of those are here. I know. They're really cool. Dude, how did your exam go?
I actually did good. Dude, I got a C+.
C plus or C minus? Are you
Plus.
lying?
It said plus.
Okay.
That's
How high?
that's all right for me.
No, that's really good. How much do you think he curved it? Did he curve it just for you? He's like, alright, Daniel Alonso's gonna pass. That's the bomb.
That's crazy. Oh, for Western Civ? Oh.
You should take that next semester.
I think I'm going to.
Get out
you got 6 credits.
I don't know how much
Yeah. When I was talking.
Ooh, hit us up, bro. Hit us up.
Already tomorrow?
Yeah.
Tomorrow, let's do it.
Tomorrow, I'm down, bro. Just let me know what time so I can get my shed calculated. Sorry.
Get ready.
You should make sure.
Probably be like a late one.
What's his name, bro?
Who else is playing?
Percussionist, bro.
I don't know. Maybe
Maybe that's it.
No, I'm
I
not
put
going
on Facebook that he was working on this club. They gave me the address on 18th Street. And they
I don't think
kind
he's
of
up
a
there yet.
Latino name, so I figured, oh, this is over in the mission. And I couldn't see the numbers on the buildings. I was just driving all around the mission. Well, it turned out I was way out.
Oh, yeah, you do, actually.
West of Casper.
Not the font.
So
Your
I
font is
finally
cool.
made it there. And I got there.
Oh,
And
okay,
it was
okay.
real silly cabaret.
My font's just sloppy.
No, but that's like cool. You know how they have the sloppy font? That's like, you still read it? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I hadn't seen him in years.
Maybe. Gene has his hints.
Look at that fancy glass you got.
Where's my bar?
Gene has that.
Oh, I want some too.
It's gonna be
Just take it. I don't think it's a big deal. Yours is a straight instrument. You just gotta swap it.
True.
Daniels.
I was here last week too. I just
Daniels.
came by. They had like a tribute to George
Hanging out with Daniel
Quattro. Dave Gonzalez.
No, that's Daniel's parents with
He used to be on the scene.
Actually, for real?
I don't know. I just guessed.
Oh.
They would be like.
It's a,
Oh, same.
if you told them how much money you would give.
Jerry Gilmore.
Even more.
Out of the past.
His mother was older, and he lived with his mother, and there were stacks of newspapers and magazines.
All together since the beginning of last year. It has to be.
But I've got a great story about Jerry.
He could give more.
And he still
He used to work on the ships.
he still steals.
First time he went to Hong Kong, he decided he really wanted to go to an opium field. He figured he could find one in Hong Kong, and he did.
Jerry Gilmore, you're talking
Jerry Gilmore. Yeah.
He's a big guy.
So, well, it was like 350 pounds. So, anyway, he goes to this opium den, and they give him instructions. They say, okay, you're going to lie on this cot. All these other guys on top. We'll give you the pipe, and we hold the flame under the pipe, and you just inhale as long as you can. Right? Well, Jerry Gilmore did circular breathing.
Oh no.
So he could inhale forever, right?
I tried that circular.
So, they give him the pipe. They hold the flame underneath the pipe. And for like 3 minutes, you hear him inhaling.
Oh my god.
Finally, they said, enough. So he stops, and he said there was this old Chinese guy zoned down across the aisle from him. And he gets up on his elbow, and he looks at him, and he says, first time? And Jerry said, yeah. He said, yeah, looks good.
The guy woke up and said that.
I'm trying to get more into psychology.
This is a really fun.
Yeah, this is I haven't read enough Freud. I've only read like little excerpts, so I'm trying to open my, I don't know, range of reading a little bit. I haven't been reading as much as I should, or as much as I was either.
There was a little bit of time. There was a little bit of
Do you
time
want to
where
read? Have you
it
read
was
this one?
available to me.
Okay,
and
if you want
I was
to,
doing it.
read it after I
But
get it,
maybe like,
or read it while I'm reading it.
half a dozen times. But I really liked it. It gave me these great dreams. But I could never find it again.
I just didn't like the idea.
Like usually I'm like,
You're paralyzed.
So, well, yeah, I'm gonna start mixing and matching.
Yeah. Hey, hey there.
it makes you feel
I'm becoming a regular.
Trio going and then have some songs.
Yeah, great.
Saturdays in a row, 2 or 3 seasons.
like every day is like.
Well, I'll tell you what, folks, we're going to get some more music going. So you might want to rearrange yourselves a little bit so there's room for musicians to get back and forth to the stage. And maybe you want to be sort of more facing the stage, but you can keep eating and drinking, and you can make your way to and from the tables over there. But let's spread yourselves back out in an audience fashion, if you would, because we have a while for a jam session. These Saturday nights typically go till 9:30. We don't have a hard stop, so we'll go a little longer because we have a rather disorganized kind of thing going on here, which is part of its charm. Right? Yeah, you all find it very charming. Remember that. It's not an ordeal. It's charming. All right. So Mario's going to get some musicians up here. I think he's going to start with a trio and add some singers, and we'll go from there and whatnot. So it's not my job.
Singers.
Hey, Larry, you're going to sing. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, feel free to put checks in or think about it and send money over later. Go to the independentmusiciansalliance.org, donate there. But if you are in a position where you can actually donate some money, please do it because I'll say this. The Musicians Alliance is doing some great things. There's some money that's put together as a fund for a musicians assistance fund, and some musicians are getting a little help with things that are incidental gig expenses that ought to be covered by venues. Cartage and parking and instrument repair is sometimes needed. Sometimes some musicians need a little coverage for rehearsals and things like that. So we try to build a fund for that. We got to have some grant writing done so that can get a little better, get more solid. We got a guy in New York that's doing all this wonderful communications stuff for us. That's Gabe. What's Gabe's last name? Gabe Lee in New York is helping us out so much. He was a drummer on the scene here, and he's living back there now, but he's central to the organization. And Brian Ho is doing a lot of handling of, oh no, he's on the Jazz in the Neighborhood side. But anyway, there are expenses involved, and the main thing is, we want to keep it rolling. So donate to the organization, donate to Jazz in the Neighborhood if you can, donate to the Bird and Beckett Cultural Legacy Project, which is what helps us pay the standard. We've been challenged to have audiences for a lot of shows for quite a while now. Year and a half, it's been soft, really. We have nights with 7 people in the audience, 12 people. We have nights when we have 45, and that's great, but the guarantee is the same no matter what. So we have a beautiful neighborhood donor base, which really stakes us. People write us checks of outrageous proportions sometimes, which we're very appreciative. And then a whole lot of 25s and 50s and 100s, which is the bread and butter, and those kind of recurring donations things help a lot. So all of us are cobbling together something so that we can, get the scene to be stable and remunerative. And so people, the Independent Musicians Alliance, it's really about getting the musicians to talk to each other and set standards for themselves and push for it and turn down low-paying work and give a hard time to venues that really can't afford it and aren't stepping up. There are venues that are well-established subsidiaries of major corporations, and I don't know what they want to pay, but it's not really what it ought to be. There's places like this that, we're pretty much what we got from the neighborhood and the audience. We can only go so far, but we do what we can. So anyway, here we go. So it's jam session time. Here comes Mario. I'll go turn down that beautiful music.
Okay. Okay, so let's get a little Pat and Larry and Scotty. You want to play? Get this trio going, and maybe Well, we have some singers and we have some. Maybe we'll get a horn up. Let's see. Maybe two of you young folks will come up and play some tunes. I don't know. There's a lot of woodwinds here. Jeez. You want to come up and play? Come on up. And
Okay, I got you.
and maybe Aiden, why don't you come up too? So we'll get you two guys up.
Sometimes there is.
And yeah, so we'll start with that. And yeah. So we're going to bring up a clarinetist, which is really cool. And you playing alto, Aiden? Yeah, okay. All right. And they're going to have a meeting. Zikali?
Sitlali.
It's great.
I know, he's right.
And this is Aiden.
He sent me some good charts for
Okay, you guys figure out which one to
all
play.
arranged.
Love for sale?
Sure.
And I'll
Okay. Is it good?
Well, it's a,
Let's find something uncomfortable for them.
There is no creative control.
okay.
There will never be another.
Sure.
Okay. There will never be another.
Can never go wrong.
Okay, this is a generational
There will
band.
never be another.
What key
Oh,
would you like?
E flat.
Oh, what? Okay.
E flat. Read that.
Are we in tune?
Guys are getting real comfortable up here. So we have another IMA member here, Tiffany Austin. And so we're going to let Tiffany sing a tune and or two or whatever. You guys rehearse.
The way you introduced her, I thought she was going to play piano.
Oh.
And I did too, because we were.
Give me 20 years. Just give me just.
She's working on it.
How about alone together?
Okay?
What key do you like?
A flat. Can we do it?
A flat minor?
Yeah.
Or does it have to be?
A flat. So was it like a bossa?
Is that it?
weather the great unknown. If we're alone, strong as long as we're together, alone together. The blinding rain, the darkest nights won't ever be in vain. Oh, we're here together, we're strong as long as we're together. Our love is as deep as the sea. Our love, I know our love is as great as love could ever be. And we can weather unknown. If we're alone, if we're alone,
Okay, so now we're gonna kick you guys out.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. Good job. No, it's great. Thank you, Tiffany, and thank you, Larry, and all the people that are here.
Grab a hand.
Yes, got you. Take your time. All right. So let's see. Josh, why don't you come up here and play a little drums? And Gene, why don't you come up here? Let's see. I'll picture of those guys. Pat's here forever. Yeah. It's the bass player syndrome. Let's see here. Let's see. Let's get another. I guess we should use it more. Okay. Nico, you want to come up and play? It's like bingo, huh? Yes. Okay.
How you doing, Pat? Josh. Brian. Gene and Josh. Cool. Patrick. Nico? Patrick. Hey, all right.
All right. Want to get Daniel up here? Sure. Nico and Daniel. So, Pat is holding down the senior.
Hey, all right. Thanks for coming.
Sure, what are we here? I'm Robert.
Patrick.
Patrick, nice to meet you. I met Josh.
Yeah, yeah.
Did I remember your name right?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, why don't you come up now, and then Robert will get his.
Okay.
All right.
We've met before. You look familiar.
I
I'm
know,
Robert.
that's what I was
Nice to see
thinking
you.
when I saw you.
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah, I'm Josh.
I'm Roger.
And
What a difference.
Okay. I'm gonna pull out my cheating situation
what do we?
here.
What's up?
What a difference.
A day makes?
What key would you like that in?
You know, it's done a bunch of different ways. How do you like to play it? What kind of group? What kind of style?
This is like a ballad?
Okay.
I haven't played hardly at all for like 4 months. I'm just getting started again, but,
Yeah, you
some
ballad.
Hi.
Is that gonna be an all right key?
What was the
E flat.
Okay.
I think. Is that all right? Okay. Yeah. Is that all right? Okay. Is that a good key for you?
kind of getting back into it.
You introduce yourself because I didn't do it.
You didn't do it.
Put me out of the scene.
Hi, my name is Raja. R-A-J.
Hi,
Roger.
And who?
Robert Kennedy. Not the famous one, also not the dead one.
There you go.
Yes. Yes.
Famous in his own
the
way.
non-dead.
You play
We're all headed there.
libertarian piano?
Man, I just got shots yesterday.
What a difference a day makes. 24 little hours brought the sun and the flowers where there used to be rain. My yesterdays were through, dear. Today I'm a part of you, dear. My lonely nights are through, dear, since you said you were mine. Oh, what a difference a day made. There's a rainbow before you. Skies above may be stormy. Since that moment of bliss, that thrilling kiss, ooh, it's heaven when you have romance on the menu. What a difference a day made, and the difference is you. What a difference a day made. There's a rainbow before you. Skies above may be stormy.
Since that moment of bliss, that thrill that kills me, it's heaven when you have romance on the menu. What a difference a day made, and the difference is you.
Come on up, you guys can figure out what you want.
I knew you. You met me with PJ? Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Before I forget, Eric asked me to say a few words about some of the people here on the stage are going to be back here in different groupings, right, Pat?
I am.
Yes.
March 1st.
March 1st.
March 1st, the Clovis Kesker Ensemble, vibraphone.
Oh, yeah, that's a great band.
Tommy
Yeah.
Kesker vibraphone, Terrence Brewer on guitar, David Rokeach on drums, and I'll be playing bass.
Couldn't get anybody, huh?
Oh, no gravity? Oh, with Zakir on there?
What?
Oh, man, that's a thank you. March 1st here with the Clovis Kesker Ensemble. I'm Pat Clovis, and that'll be Tommy Kesker on vibes, Terrence Brewer on guitar, David Rokeach on drums, and I'll be playing bass. We'll be doing originals and original arrangements.
Yeah,
Look
don't
forward
miss
to
that.
seeing you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks.
And while we're back here in the rhythm section, Josh, when you're coming back?
Yeah, hi all. My name is Josh. I'm bringing my Dream Trio here on November 10th. I'm featuring, thank you. I'm featuring Billy Edwards on bass and a great pianist from Seattle named Marina Albero. It's called the Dream Trio because I didn't think like us three would ever be able to play together because like geography, but we're gonna be doing it. So yeah, 8:30.
Your dream, all right.
That's great. That's what we do here, make dreams happen. That's Eric's mission in life. Anyhow, before I forget, Eric's up here telling about how everybody else is doing great things. This place has been the center of the community for so long, and he does so many things, and I finally got over and started talking to him about 4 or 5, 6 years ago. Anyhow, it's great working with him, and I know if you're regulars here, you know what I'm talking about. He always has incredible things happening, and if I didn't live an hour and a half away, I'd be here more often myself. Okay, you guys ready? Okay. Yeah, I think they're
What are we up? What's up? Bye-bye.
Kind of rubato beginning, I guess.
right, thank you. Well, that's a wrap, you guys. So, thank you all for coming. And this was the first of hopefully of many of these occasions where we'll bring people from all over the planet here and to play together. This is what we do, and this is what the music's all about. So, thank you all for coming, for playing, and for listening, and for learning more about the IMA. And you'll hear more about us for sure. All right, thanks a lot. See you next time. Thank you, Ben. Yeah.